MedStar Georgetown Hospital and MedStar Washington Hospital Center.
The premier trauma center in the DC metro area.
The entire variety of transplant experience.
Research is embedded in the culture of both institutions.
It's an urban academic and medical center.
Hospital Center has a decades-long history of contributing to medical science, of doing amazing work in diabetes and vascular disease and cardiac disease.
Hospital Center has a really great emergency and trauma general surgery aspect to it. It has a lot of great cardiovascular experiences.
We see a lot of different pathologies here that are pretty rare that you wouldn't normally see at most programs.
Truly sick and truly vulnerable patients that you get the privilege to care for here.
Georgetown has some phenomenal divisions, for example, transplant or thoracic surgery or our surgical oncology experience. We offer the entire variety of transplant experience, and that's an experience that you get at very few medical centers throughout the country.
Bringing together the strengths of the Georgetown University Hospital and School of Medicine with its academics and its history of education, and the clinical volume and patient diversity that the Washington Hospital Center brings to the equation. Marrying those two together allows us a diversity and a depth of experiences that can be rivaled by very few places in the country.
The merger really means the joining together, I think, of two complementary forces.
Into what I call one department without walls, built around the three pillars: the clinical pillar, the education pillar, and the research pillar.
The ability to give residents flexibility in what they choose. We have residents at Georgetown, a transplant center, who want to be trauma surgeons, and we have residents at the hospital center, a trauma center, who want to be transplant surgeons.
Even if you come out of medical school thinking you want to do one pathway, you get exposed to all these different experiences.
The ability to do this flexibility in training, it comes with having a larger program. So effectively you have more pieces on the chessboard to move around to be able to offer that adjustment.
We see thousands of trauma patients a year, a high proportion of penetrating trauma, shootings and stabbings, emergency operations that can be extremely challenging and extremely good for trainees to be involved in.
We have the Heart and Vascular Institute, so we work with the vascular surgery attendings here, and they have LVADs and heart transplants, and there's several people interested in cardiovascular surgery, so they do electives with them.
We're the only adult burn center for a fairly large region, and that relationship with the firefighters has evolved into something very special.
I probably have to say one of the more profound experiences I had was during my research here.
The research is very strong, both a clinical aspect of the research and the basic science.
We have great trauma research. We have a lot of endocrine research that's starting to come out.
The Simulation Center is state-of-the-art. We do not only psychomotor tasks like cutting and sewing and stapling and all that, but we've used the Simulation Center to move into other competencies like professionalism.
We have such an excellent multidisciplinary approach for the breast and oncology service with oncologists, radiation oncologists, surgeons, the radiologists, and they get together and then try to come up with the best solutions for patients that have very difficult problems.
No matter what you are interested in, there is somebody, either at Georgetown or Hospital Center, that is interested in it or knows somebody that's interested in it, can really get you connected to this broad network.
Coming here is the biggest growth opportunity that you'll have in your surgical career.
We have any case you guys can imagine, and many cases you cannot imagine.
This is a program that supports academic research and projects and ideas. We have mentors here who will shepherd you through any kind of ideas that you come up with.
This is an incredibly exciting set of clinical opportunities, mentors, research opportunities, anything you could want from a general surgery residency. and I would leap at the opportunity to come to a merged program.
We define success as a resident well-trained in what they want to do. We don't define it as they have to do research. We don't define it as they have to do this or that field. We train residents as to what they want to do. We make it totally about the resident. That's the reason to come here.